On my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster and journalist. We held over David Daggett from his previous segment, and we appreciate him being here. And Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, let's get to it. Last year, Fort Bragg was renamed Fort Liberty because Confederate General Bragg had been a slave owner. Earlier this month at a rally in Fayetteville, Donald Trump said that if he's elected, he'll change the name back to Fort Bragg. Good idea or bad idea, Ogie?
Yeah, typical Trump, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're just pandering to the lowest common denominator, as usual.
David?
I don't think it should be changed back and forth. I was neutral on it the first time around.
Right.
I just don't think we should go back and forth.
Keith?
Very difficult for people to think of that in any way except for Fort Bragg. That's what most people think of it as when you think of the Army base or military base is Fort Bragg. So I don't know about the Fort Liberty piece.
All right, speaking of Donald Trump, the former president has asked Biden to let him travel on military aircraft. The reason is that Trump thinks that Iran might try and shoot down his private jet with surface-to-air missiles. Guys, are you okay with taxpayers picking up the tab for a candidate to fly around the country in a military aircraft, Ogie?
Right, wait a second. He said the enemy was from within.
Yeah, well.
Not from foreign adversaries.
No, he's afraid of these surface-to-air missiles.
Radical liberal Democrats.
That's right. What do you think?
The enemy.
I know.
I would typically answer that question, to answer your question, I would typically say no. However, other than Grover Cleveland, we haven't had somebody in this situation before. I think having a former president running for president is a very unique situation, and I think we have to provide adequate protection.
Keith, flying around a military jet?
No, I think he should. If you're the former president, you're the former president. Now, of course, that alludes you some protection based on you being a former president, but I think that you should fly around in a jet that you pay for.
All right. Okay, as you guys know, members of Congress who earn a base salary of $174,000 a year also get reimbursed for expenses. No problem there. But now there's a new thing called the honor system that they're on, which means they can be reimbursed without even having to present receipts. Guys, you okay with elected officials getting reimbursed on the honor system, Ogie?
I think it would be lovely to see it make them share receipts. I bet there's hundreds of millions of dollars going unnoticed.
So you're a receipt guy.
Absolutely.
David?
This blanket statement's unfair, but Congress and honesty program is kind of an oxymoron. But I mean, employees in my office, lawyers in my office, I turn in receipts to get reimbursed.
Right.
Yes, they should turn in receipts. That's ridiculous.
Receipts?
Yeah, the problem with that is the things that they are turning in is not what they're being charged for. These private planes and all those things that are big ticket items, they don't have no receipts for those.
No.
So the receipt issue is a good point, even though they should turn in receipts.
All right, well, switching gears here, Oklahoma legislators have voted to place a Bible in every public school classroom. They say the Bible has historical significance throughout a nation's history. That's what they say, and thus it is educational. Are you okay with Bibles being placed in schools, and would you like to see that happen in North Carolina, Ogie?
How many times do we have to go over this thing about separation of church and state?
I don't know.
How many times do they keep doing it and doing it?
You don't like it?
It makes me sick.
David?
I think the Bible is a book. The book should be in schools. The book should be in libraries. It's the method by which they want to do this that I don't think I support.
Keith?
So if we have the Bible in school, what about the Quran and all these other books? You're going to have to have an opportunity for people who have different religions to have their books. So I think I'm a Christian, but I think also you have to allow for other people.
Good point. Currently here in North Carolina, anyone can vote so long as they are 18 and over, are either born in the U.S. or they are naturalized. This fall, we'll vote on a constitutional amendment here in our state. If it passes, it will only allow citizens to vote, whatever that means. Guys, you okay with this amendment?
Another attempt by the Republicans to limit voting.
Voter suppression?
Yes, absolutely.
David?
I'm a lawyer, and I'm going to have to plead guilty. This scenario doesn't make sense to me. We already have rules on who can vote and who can't vote.
Right.
I think this is a purely political ploy and has nothing to do with who can vote and not vote. And there's going to be litigation on this, and we don't change our constitution over something like that.
I agree, Keith.
I think Mr. Daggett said it better than I could. I'm gonna let it be.
It's about
All
time
right.
you give me credit.
All right, finally, guys, there's now a company making exoskeleton hiking pants powered by artificial intelligence, which sends a signal to the pants to let them know to work harder if you're hiking uphill. Guys, would you like to have artificial intelligence in your pants? Ogie.
Seriously, my wife is quadriplegic, and if they could invent an exoskeleton that would allow her to walk,
Be great.
even minimally,
Yeah.
that would be a godsend.
You want some artificial intelligence in your pants, David?
Yes, but I also agree with Ogie. I emceed an event recently where a lady did have a device that helped her walk, and that is coming, and it's helpful for disabled
Yeah.
people.
Very happy.
Absolutely.
All right, Keith, you want some artificial intelligence in your pants?
You know that's a trick question you just said. Do I want some artificial intelligence in my pants?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I already have artificial intelligence.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all the time we have.